Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and check this out. On February 5th and 6th, the StarCityGames.com Open Series returns to Indianapolis, and this event is going to be huge. We're talking hundreds of players, over $17,000 in cash prizes for the Standard, Legacy, and Draft Opens, 18 SCG Invitational slots up for grabs, SCG Players Club benefits, live coverage courtesy of SCG Live, tons of side events, and as much Magic the Gathering as we can pack into one weekend. So make plans to join StarCityGames.com in Indianapolis, and we'll see you there.
Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of The Magic Show. Today I'm here with Steve Sadin, the StarCityGames.com Content Manager, and we are going to go over the entire Mirrodin Besieged set review. So we are going to talk about every card, card 1 to card 145, because the last 10 are lands. Now we are going to talk about the white cards, then the blue cards, then we'll talk about the black cards and the red cards, then the green cards in the first half of the artifacts, then the last half of the artifacts, and I'll have some special guests, unfortunately not Steve, who will talk to us about our top 10s, essentially top 10 EDH, top 10 cube, and top 10 in constructed / financial. So until then, let's get started. We're back, and right now we're going to start with card number 1 from Mirrodin Besieged, which is a quarter
paladin.
That's right.
All right, 3/1 for 2, battle cry. Really good punishing slow draws.
Yep.
Surprisingly good at blocking. You know, there are 5 mana, 3/3 infect creatures in the set. This guy trades with them.
He does. He's a good beater. I like how they're pushing the knight subtype for creatures. They've given him the lord, and now it's time to give them the creatures to battle with.
Next up, we've got Ardent Recruit. Now, I'm not completely sold on this guy. You know, if you don't get Metalcraft until, turn 5, turn 6, sure, it's a 3/3, that's nice, but, there are cards like Carapace Forge you're running around, they're 4/4s, that's a lot better.
It is a lot better. Ardent Recruit for me is just like the Metalcraft and the Coddle. Like it's there to serve a purpose. If it gets Metalcraft, it will trade with the 5 drops, which is huge. If it loses Metalcraft, you kind of look embarrassed.
Then we've got Banishment Decree. 5 mana is a lot for this. Sure, there are times when you need that utility. I'm not sold.
I like Banishment Decree, but I feel it's very tricksy. It's like a super Excommunicate. It's like Excommunicate, bigger, louder, and uncut.
And overpriced.
All right.
Choking Fumes. Decent trick if your opponent walks into it, but
I think this is blowout. I think this is constructed potential in sideboards because Boros cannot beat this card. I attack you with my Step Links and my Plated GOP'd, and then I put them in the graveyard.
All right. Now, next up, we've got Divine Offering.
Straight from Legends.
Yes. Done.
Gotta love it.
Let's go. Frantic Salvage. Decent. The fact that it costs 4 makes it pretty difficult to cycle early, midway through the game. Gonna have a lot of play in Sealed, but I don't know about it in Draft.
I doubt it in Draft, but for what it's worth, I just love that cards like this, which are very sort of unique and tricksy, and get stuff back and allow you to sort of stack your library and get back all these creatures they traded all their removal spells for. Like this card is just a ton of value. It may not be enough in Draft, but I got a feeling it might just be. It's really good.
Next up, we've got Gore Vassal. Very interesting card.
Weird.
You can kill little guys.
Weird.
It's
the weirdest little card.
You can save your big guys. You've got a Steel Hellkite. Who cares if it's a 4/4? Yeah. You just want to keep your Steel Hellkite around.
Yeah, but whether it's Steel Hellkite or Alpha Tyranax?
Alpha Tyranax, my favorite dinosaur.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like a dinosaur. I do. Alpha Tyranax is great, and I feel like Gore Vassal is just there going like, try to kill him.
People like you are the reasons why dinosaurs are extinct now.
Hey, they're awesome. I love them.
All right, next up, Hero of Blade Hold. The Mirrodin pre-release promo. Whoa, I'm way into this. Obviously, incredible for limited. I think this guy's going to do really well in constructed too.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget, Adrian Sullivan wrote about him this week. Yeah, about her as a 4/of and triggering Windbrisk Heights like nobody's business.
And even without any other assists, first attack with her, 7 damage. That's a lot.
And remember, when you attack with her, to always put the 1/1s into play first, and then resolve the battle cry trigger so that they get the bonus.
Next up, Kemba's Legion. Pricey, but there are times when he's just basically unbeatable. Yeah. I don't know if I would want to play him in May draft decks, but got my Seal deck, don't have that much at the top of my curve. A couple of pieces of equipment, why not?
I mean, he fits the top of the curve, no problem. I mean, something like a quarter shield on this guy, I mean, he would be so hard to stop. He would be able to block a bunch of creatures and smash for 4 without tapping every turn. Just get you.
All right, next up, Lean in Relic Warder. Very, very nice card.
This guy.
So good.
He is core Firewalker for me in this set. He's the guy who solves the problems. Like, I can see this guy in a lot of formats. Like, I know I want to either vial this guys to get rid of their countertop, or counterbalance rather, or their Sensei's Divining Top, for what it's worth. Haha. Like, I just love how this guy just does that. They have a Wormcoil engine, you have an answer.
Oh, yeah.
And
Being able to get rid of Wormcoil engine is a big deal.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Lean In Sky Hunter. I love this card.
I love the classics.
This was one of my favorite cards back in original Mirrodin Limited, and I'm so glad to have it back.
I played Dampy Matrix White Weenie back in the day, and this guy was right up there. He's great.
All right, next up, Loxodon Partisan. He's an elephant soldier. He's got a big blade. Just take it from me, I don't think he's going to be afraid of mice.
I don't think he's going to be afraid of mice, and at the same time, I think he's going to make a lot of your decks. Good 5-drop.
Master's Call. You get Metalcraft at the drop of a hat.
Master's Blowout.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's face it. Like, you're going to block that Chrome Steed, are you? And done.
Your opponent attacks in, they don't think you have Metalcraft. You have Metalcraft, you attack with some Battle Cry. That's game over.
Absolutely. Your Rustic Relic all of a sudden is blocking, and your Battle Cry is all of a sudden triggering. Like, it's getting crazy. That card is fantastic.
Mirrodin Crusader. Very, very nice card.
Will fill a very important role in the metagame.
Oh, yeah. You know, you put an adventuring gear on this, you pop a fetch land, that's 12 damage.
No joke.
All right, next up, Phyrexian Rebirth. Whoa. All right, this card's obviously awesome for limited.
Love
but
Phyrexian Rebirth.
I think this card's going to have a lot of constructed applications.
Yeah.
Like, just you wait. You know, Paris is coming up pretty soon. You're going to see some Phyrexian Rebirths at the top tables.
Wow. Like, for me, I know that blue-white control players, or just white control players in general, need those extra wraths. They have Judgment 5 and 6. And this guy fills this role. Just like, you know, Hallowed Barrel used to, or whatever, or Final Judgment even back before then. You know, like, you always need like an Akroma's Vengeance and the extra couple slots. This does that.
Next up, Priest of Norn. Now, this is going to be a very annoying card to play against. I'm already dreading, you know, when I sit down, I've got like 2 3/3s and, you know, like a couple of good cards in my hand. My opponent has a Priest of Norn, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to do.
It just sits there because it has Vigilance. Like, it's one thing to be a 1/4 with Infect, which you would probably just block with anyway, but it's actually just telling you it's okay. Like, you want to block with this guy infinitely, and the Infectors thankfully would get rid of it in a couple of attacks.
Next up, Time Strike. All right, this card is very, very solid. If this were in black, it would be an easy first pick.
Easy.
You know, even in white, I think this is going to see a lot of play.
I think in white, this could actually, particularly with a bunch of equipment, you know, like this actually could give your red-white equipment deck another angle to win out of nowhere. Just attach a couple pieces of equipment and then bash in.
Next up, Victory's Herald. This is you're not going to lose many races. This. Let's just be real here.
Let's give them all evasion. Let's give them all lifelink and see if I die.
So, White Sun's Zenith.
So sick. For me, I love White Sun's Zenith. This is the card that just says to me, like, years ago, it would have made 1/1s. Or years ago, it would have been a sorcery speed. But
both
now,
of those are totally reasonable things.
yeah. And now we have our chocolate and we have our peanut butter. And we have our Mirrodin Besieged.
And we have our white cards.
Those are our white cards. We'll be right back with blue.
I always like the fatties.